This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good afternoon, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the POSTCAST brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, now the number one sports podcast network in America. I am Daniel. I am a lifelong Cincinnati Reds fan, and I've been podcasting about this team 6 years now, my second season at Locked On. And I thank you for spending some time with me today as we discuss an unfortunate 3-0 loss for the Cincinnati Reds today at the hands of the San Francisco Giants. If you were just checking the show out for the first time, welcome. We're so glad to have you. Please be sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube or on your podcast app of choice, and also hit that notification button because you not only get my show for each and every team, you get Jeff Hart and Stephen Alfenbaker Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds. Well, on today's show, we're going to dive into Reds have a getaway day problem. It seems like this is not the first time this has happened. Burns Day was terrific, as he always is, and I'm sure you heard or saw, but things got a little fight there at the end. The heads up, because I appreciate it. Everything sound good now? Can anyone give me a thumbs up? Let me know how the sound is. I don't know what's going on with my microphone today, but I think I'm good. Anyone? All right. Well, let's get started.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Well, Reds got one hit today. And give credit to Landon Roop. He was very good today. And you just can't take it at that. But yeah, the one hit today was PJ Higgins at the bottom of the order. The Reds did draw 3 walks today, but they had 12 strikeouts. As a team, they struck out 12 times today. They're 0 for 5 with runners in position. They left 4 on base. They grounded into 2 double plays. Simply put, it was a very bad day at the plate for the Reds. And obviously, I know what someone's going to say. Well, last night, they scored 8 runs. Should they have saved them for today? If the offense has been struggling the way they have, I'm not going to be upset with them for scoring 8 runs last night. Yes, I would have liked to see them score 4 today, maybe even. You win both games in that case. It doesn't really work that way. But, you know, sometimes you just say, hey, Landon Roop was awesome, and you move on with your day. But besides that, this has become a pretty common thing with Reds now, where you're seeing them on these getaway days where it's the last game of the series, and they seem to just not do anything. Let's look at Miami last week. They lose 8-1 in Miami. Pittsburgh before in Cincinnati, lose 8-3 on getaway day. It's just these constant things we've seen now each and every day where the offense just goes stagnant and is lost at times, it feels like. And now, look, I'm not mad at Brock Burke for giving up 3 runs, though they were unearned. Not his fault by any means. But when you kind of have these days like that, Reds feel like they got to be perfect pitching wise. It makes things really hard on them. So obviously, you see the offense much better than they have been. I suspect they will be. You see just at-bats that just were competitive and they weren't very, very good. And I think that's one of the most disappointed. I can live they beat 3-0 and they're putting, 2 runners on base and they're giving consistent at-bats and they're working counts. Didn't feel like that was the case today. When Landon Roop left today after the 6th inning, he was at 87 pitches. So yeah, the Reds weren't giving him any fits. He also had 6 strikeouts and only 2 walks. So that's the part that's kind of disappointing, especially when you have like the day Burns had. He was really good. But now you're in Minnesota, you try to pick up where you left off and see if you can go on again. But I think this is going to be okay. I like the team. I think they've played really well so far this year. Even with how bad the Higgins been, I like them more than I thought I would. But today just wasn't their day. So only 2 guys today did not strike out. PJ Friedel and Eugenio Suarez. Suarez had a walk. McClain had a walk. PJ Higgins a walk and a hit. So that was at least the couple. There weren't any things at all. No, I have no positive affirmation here for the Reds offensive side of things. So you take the loss, you move on. It's baseball. We know how that goes. But the one guy was pretty good today, and we'll get to him, our Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Let's talk about one Chase Burns today, and I just want to go ahead and get this out there because we're seeing a lot of extend Sal Stewart. For what it's worth, I have 1,000% agree. I would sign Sal Stewart, Tim, to a long-term deal right now. I would make sure that we have him for a decade or so. But while I'm doing that, I'm also making sure I sign Chase Burns, because Chase Burns shows that he is the real deal. He is future. He's got like 2 bad starts that you're disappointed in, and when he has a bad start, he makes up for it really quickly. So today, those 6 innings got up, all of 4 strikeouts, a walk, and 2 hits. His ERA down to 2.42. I think for the guy who's supposed to be your 4th starter, he's been everything you wanted to be more, especially with the injury issue they've had. They haven't got their one douche just yet to be back and throwing baseball. So that makes things really promising for the Reds. Like, Burns just been everything he wanted to be since he was drafted. And last year, he has 1 bad start against the Red Sox, and that's like ain't injury. He's had a chance to be really good, and he has been really good. And he's, I think, the future. I mean, I legit think he's a guy who has number 1 in your rotation, ace kind of guy for the future. I think a lot when you have Hunter Green also in your rotation. It's saying a lot when you have guys like Nick Lodolo, and I know Andrew Abbott hasn't been very good so far this year, and even Rhett Lauder. I mean, you could see a world where in the future, if like all these guys sign contracts elsewhere and you have Chase Burns and Rhett Lauder as your 1 and 2, you feel really good about it. Obviously, we hope that's many, many years down the road, so we don't have to go and get too worried about that. But this has been a refreshing day for the Reds, and now we try to see what goes on from there. But hey, if you don't like saw today or not, but things got a tad feisty on the adult ballpark, so let's talk about that and more right to this. The NHL playoffs are here, where every shift matters, every moment is intense, and the pressure is at its highest. And just like that, performance matters on the ice, it matters off the ice. That's where Rougier comes in. Rougier offers treatments designed to help you get ready and stay ready when it matters. Their top option, Rougier Ready, combines clinically proven ingredients in a simple mint that dissolves under your tongue. It works fast, often in about 15 minutes. It can last up to 36 hours. And they also offer Go Long, designed to help with both performance and control. It's all about confidence and feeling like yourself again. Head to Rougier.com/LockedOnNHL and get 15% off your ED treatment. That's RUGIET.com/LockedOnNHL for 15% off. Rougier, performance medicine for men. Workplace chaos, deadlines stacking up, inbox overflowing, and the one position you have to fill still sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Indeed Sponsored Jobs help you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for: skills, experience, location, so you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your post. And here's a stat that says it all. In the minute I've been talking to you, companies like yours made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching and more time interviewing candidates to check all of your boxes with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. And listeners of the show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. And finally, this show is brought to you by Rocket Money. If you've ever opened your bank account and thought, where did all my money go? You're not alone. Keeping track of subscriptions, spending, and bills can get overwhelming fast. That's where Rocket Money comes in, helping you take control of your finances all in one place. It tracks all your subscriptions in one spot and can help cancel the ones you don't need with just a few steps. It automatically categorizes your spending so you actually see where your money is going, and you can set budgets, get alerts, and stay on top of upcoming bills. It just makes everything feel more organized and gives you a clearer picture of your finances day to day. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/locked-on. That's rocketmoney.com/locked-on. I did a little bit of adjusting, so if you're in the chat, can you let me know, do I sound better, or is it still doing that stuff? Because I checked my dials and I haven't changed it, so wondering if it's the streaming or YouTube issue, but if anyone can just give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, how's it sound before we get to the final segment here, I definitely appreciate it. But while I am going on and moving on here, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to our everydayers, as always, here on the Postcast. Thank you so much for spending time with me in the good and the bad. So we'll get to go from there, but hey, we also have the Everydayers, where you can go for $5 a month or $50 a year. You can get part of our Discord at our ad-free episodes, all that, and a whole lot more. So please be sure to go as well. I'm not sure what's going on with the audio, guys. I'm so sorry. Though, anyway, I already pressed this was what we're talking about thing, but let's do this one for fun.
Uh-oh, somebody messed up, and it's time to let them know with Who Fudged Up.
I think Sal Stewart has a new enemy, right? And the enemy is now named Eric Miller. Eric Miller decided to smoke Sal Stewart there at the end of the game and hit him pretty hard, so that wasn't very fun. And then you saw the bench clear. They got a little tasty today. Obviously, if you've been on the internet, you saw the Spencer Steer clip last night when he said some words I can't say here on the show. And then he went into the then they had the base hit, and then we saw he got retaliated today by Landon Roop. It's the first pitch he saw. Connor Phillips retaliates, and then we see it at the end there. So late August is going to be really interesting with these teams, and I can't wait to see what things go in late August and see if this carries over or if cooler heads prevail by then. But that Sal Stewart handled it really well in the post game. I thought that was, just kind of like calming down, being like, hey, it is what it is. I thought he handled it pretty well. So that being said, not a whole lot to mention a 3-0 loss by any means, but we only move forward to Minnesota, where it's going to be 28 degrees or something tomorrow, and then they go to Tampa afterwards. So beauty of baseball in late April, I guess. But the Reds are losers today, even though they do take the series 3-0 today with the Giants. The Giants have 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. The Reds have 0 runs on 1 hit and an error. Landon Roop is a winner. He is 3-1. Brock Burke takes his first loss as a Red, and Eric Miller gets his first save. But the Reds will be back at it tomorrow in Minnesota as 2 11-8 teams lock horns. Brandon Williams takes the ball for the Reds. He is 1-1 with a 5.28 ERA. He'll be going against Joe Ryan, who is 2-1 with a 3.80 ERA. First pitch is at 8:10. I'm Daniel. Everyone have a great night. Hopefully it's fixed by tomorrow. Go Reds. I'll see you then.